everybody, and welcome to our Body Love Revolution online summit. Today, I have a wonderful guest, Sonya Choi La Rosa. I'm going to tell you a little bit about our guest, Sonya. She is a fashion stylist and a personal brand coach. She also has an MBA in technology, and with over 2 decades of leadership in business and transformation. She is a strategic force. Beyond the corporate sphere, she guides women in elevating personal and professional presence through style. Passionate about empowerment, Sonya's approach is grounded in authenticity, ensuring clients step into their next level with confidence and impact. As the host of Style and Strategy podcast, she extends her expertise to a broader audience, sharing insights on the transformative power and personal brand and style. Her mission is very clear, helping career women unlock their next level of success through the power of personal brand and style. On a personal note, Sonya is a mum of 3 and is a lover of sneakers and caffeine. Welcome, Sonya.
Thank you so much, Emma. I'm absolutely thrilled to be here today.
Oh, I cannot wait to have a good old chat about style and how this all ties in with the women that you work with and the whole theme of this, the body love revolution. And I believe, a lot of us are on a journey of body acceptance, and that is absolutely a journey. And some days I think we nail it and some days we don't. But I know personally, style and clothing has been a really great tool to feel good about myself. Would you agree? Is that how
Oh,
you?
absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. It's just one of those things where it really does control. Like when you put something on, you know instantly what it does. So if it's something good and you feel good in it, it resonates and everybody else can see that. When you're not feeling it and you grab the old cardigan and you put it on and you cozy up, it's fine, but there's something happening with your level of energy on that level.
Yes, totally. And I know myself, I've put something on to go to the supermarket and I've had the thought, I hope I don't run into anybody I know. And you know what I'm about to say? Sure enough, I'll
It's
run into
always the
someone.
way.
And you almost want to hide in the fruit aisle, bend down, act as if you're picking something off the floor. It's terrible.
Always good to bring a cap on those days.
Sunny's cap. Yes, good tip. Accessories.
Yes.
So I want to ask, in the work that you do with women, what's the most exciting transformation you've witnessed where a woman embraced her true self, shedding her self-doubt along the way? Can you share with me one
Yeah.
of your beautiful case studies?
Of course, of course. Look, I've got many case studies around it, but one in particular really stands out. And it was a female leader who was operating in a world where she was dressing sort of smart casual to work every day. And that was all fine. But it was a lot of denim in that space. And she had ended up in a bit of a toxic sort of environment and really felt like even though she was really good at everything that she did, but maybe wasn't getting recognized as much in her day-to-day work anymore and was actually lacking a bit of motivation as well. So she actually went on to go find another role. And as part of that, there was a real opportunity to sit down with her and say, well, what does the new you really feel like? And, I don't want to say you're shedding the past, but it was more around her really taking a stance to say, okay, I'm moving into this new role. What do I want my presence to be in this space now that I've kind of moved out of this other world? What's the opportunity there? And so, working with her through that, what we actually were able to unpack and peel there was she really wanted to be seen as this respected leader, feel really comfortable and confident in what she was wearing. But most importantly, the new role that she was going into was she was in a creative space, but it was an older organization. And so they were dressed a little bit more conservatively in that space. So for her, what was really important was to maintain her creative kind of balance in this new space. So when I worked with her, we really redefined what would that look like for you? And how do we get your clothes to really align to this new space? So, watching her blossom actually from getting her into this new style, into the new workplace, to actually just a couple of days ago, I got a screenshot from her, and I get that a lot from clients where they'll send me, "Hey, I put together this look and I'm loving it. What do you think?" And for me, it was like being a proud mum, because I saw that she pulled together and she nailed this outfit. And it was more I think the look on her face, the level of confidence to walk into this new team, this new leadership space where she felt much more like herself. And it was, bold green jacket and white, white suit, stuff like that, that she would never have really put on before. But I could really see her blossom out the other side.
That is so beautiful. And like you said, that creative piece too, being able to express yourself and still hold on to your creativity and feel really good about yourself. I
Mm,
love that.
yeah.
It reminds me
That's
of,
so true.
often I've found myself say this in the past, and I don't anymore. I'll have a dress and I'll be saving it and I won't wear it. Now I'm just going, I'm going to wear the dress,
Yeah.
my favorite dress. And because the truth is, Sonia, I really love to shop. So I know that there's going to be another favorite dress.
Yes.
So just wear the dress.
Absolutely. I hear and see that all the time. And that's why I'm so passionate being able to go, no, you can actually wear these multiple ways, like dressed up, dressed down, like get maximum wear out of it. Don't wait. Just, find the time. I think we all remember seeing those images through COVID where you had people coming out and then, sparkles and pulling the garbage bin out. Don't lose that as we kind of move through.
Actually, that's a great tip because I've not looked at it that way. You've just shifted my perception. So I would say I've got the favorite dress and save it. Don't wear it because then, and part of the reason not wearing it, because what if I've got to go somewhere and then someone's going to know that I've worn it twice if I take a photo? But then you just said an interesting thing. Wear it, you can style it many different
Mm.
ways. See, that is even that perception for me because I'll just lock in that's one way I wear it. And that's a skill and an art. And that's where someone like yourself is brilliant. And I love watching your Instagram. So,
Thank
everyone who's
you.
listening to this, please go and follow Sonia. The links will be in, of course, the show notes. It'll all be there for you. But I love because that shifting and just seeing what you do gets you thinking about how
That's
it
right.
can do it. So, I had in mind then a favorite just, and I thought, "Oh, yes, I can style it different ways." But that's why you do what you do, and I'm not a stylist. But now I wanted to also ask, how does adding a touch of personal style contribute to making your work days or your social life more enjoyable and empowering to your clients or to your family? So how do you think that impacts
Yeah.
your clients the way they move through the world through their style?
Yeah, well, there's a saying that we have, and I'm sure many have heard it before, but it's effectively when your outside actually matches who you are on the inside, then suddenly the impact that you have is greater. So when I think about that from a personal style perspective, if we've really aligned the way if we've really aligned your brand and let's say the way you're actually feeling in an outfit, then if you're getting up to present on stage, if you're going up to the school gate to see the mums, let's say, for example, or anything like that, or if you're potentially meeting with a new client, then you can actually stop worrying about what am I wearing? This is a little bit uncomfortable. Actually, I shouldn't have worn this today because I keep fidgeting at the waistband or I can't breathe, all of those things. You stop thinking about all of that because you feel really confident in what you're wearing, that actually you can then just get on with focusing with the things that you're really good at, right? So having that conversation, maybe pitching that pitch at a meeting or whatever it might be. And what it's enabling you to feel is that confidence and empowerment because I feel really good in what I'm wearing. And for some women, that might be, yes, it might be a blazer because it's a more structured piece. So, it's that power piece, but it doesn't have to be that. It could be that it's a dress, it could be a particular color, it could be a particular accessory, or something that actually ties through for you consistently, that it doesn't matter where you are, but it's kind of like that piece gives you a little bit of power.
Yeah. Now you said now you're gonna have to say it for me again. So it's when your outside outfit matches your inside.
Inside. Yeah, so who you are on the inside.
That is beautiful. I've never heard that before. So
Yeah.
that is absolutely it, isn't it? Like it's almost like of course I'm thinking about myself and thinking, well, what do I like? Like I love a lovely soft floral flowy dress, but I'm a bit of a romantic and I'm a bit of a, quite like that, I guess that's that more that free spirity
Yes.
or that feeling. And that's obviously and that's where I feel most comfortable. So even the example, like I said to you, when I go to the supermarket, I think, please don't anyone see me because what I'm wearing, like my house clothes, don't necessarily, they're not the lovely soft floral dress that I would wear. So then I'm essentially not feeling myself.
Yes, that's right. So if it's like and not having the energy aligned
Lined,
to
yeah.
together. Whereas when you're in that, using you as the example, when you're in that floral dress, you feel 100% aligned to who you are, what you stand for, what you represent. Everything is nicely lined up. But in those other circumstances, I don't want anyone to see me, is because that
Yeah.
alignment really isn't there.
Yes. And even wearing active wear, I had a yoga studio for nearly four
Yeah.
years. And of course, I had to wear active. Well, I'd have to. Of course, you wear something practical to do
Yes.
yoga. And as much as yoga pants, everyone goes, how comfortable are they? I still would rather be in my dresses than active wear. And I'm also thinking too, you could almost personality type people, like you even just gave the example, like of someone in a structured blazer, someone who loves to live in active wear, me in a floral dress, you could almost, because that alignment of energy and alignment of someone's soul, it could be like a way that we can see someone's traits or their values, what's important to them.
Yes. No, absolutely. And that's fundamentally part of the branding piece that I speak about a lot, because I actually don't start at the clothes end. That's the tool, right? To execute on the vision. It's actually sitting down and really understand, well, who are you? What is it that you want to represent to the world? What are your values in this space? Um, how do you want to be perceived by others, and how are you today, and are they in alignment? So you spend that time really trying to understand that. So exactly like you said, by the time it comes to getting the clothes, then you've got a really good picture as to who this person in front of you is.
Yeah, that is so fascinating, Sonia. I would imagine when you then go styling with someone, you're able as the stylist, because I just wondered how does stylists just do that?
Yeah.
And because you've gathered so much information, you're able to pull things off and there's nothing more beautiful than having someone see you through their eyes.
Yeah.
And that's the beautiful thing. So I would imagine that's part of this um, piece for clients for you, empowering them is potentially giving them something to try that they maybe haven't thought of, and then they love it.
Yeah. No, absolutely. It is about me stepping into their shoes and seeing them as that full potential, because a lot of the times we don't, right? Naturally, we think about instantly, oh, the flaws, the issues, and we might be to be honest, I work with a lot of amazing and incredible, strong, powerful, highly intelligent women who I describe as hidden powerhouses, because they don't necessarily see themselves like that, or they doubt who they are. And when we can align that and help them and let them see them as I am hearing and seeing them, that's when
Mm.
the magic happens.
What a wonderful, I talk about this body acceptance journey. What a wonderful piece to that puzzle to have someone show you and point out to you your gifts and talents,
Mm.
or your attributes that perhaps you've tried to hide or not own or felt incredibly uncomfortable about. Because that's the other funny thing about the illusion of what we see and
Mm.
the illusion of body image and what we see. Have you had experience that too, where women have a bit of, they don't quite see what you see, and that's a bit of a process getting them to, not getting them to see, but demonstrating to them where they have got greatness?
Oh, absolutely. Always. And it's, again, I don't know whether it's influenced by society or how we've sort of grown up and seen ourselves and the way in which we look at ourselves in the mirror. But there was many years ago, there was a Dove campaign that was actually done where there were two doors. And one of the doors said, "I'm beautiful." And the other one just said, "Go through this door if you think you're average." And if you watch this campaign, you see women standing in front of the doors and tossing up to go, which door should I choose? To the point where many went through the door that said, I'm average. And when they're asked on the other side to say, well, why? Why did you pick that door? And it's, I'm not beautiful like ABC person, because that's what beauty was perceived as in their eyes, which again is really sad to some extent, right? But yes, seeing that and being able to show women, regardless of size, shape, diversity, etc., that you've all got beautiful attributes. And what I love to be able to do is say, how do we actually play up those attributes so you can see them the way I see them?
Oh, that is empowering work. And I can imagine women walk away. And that's hence why you get that beautiful screenshot of saying, look at the outfit I put together. It's
Yeah.
that empowering. And when we're educated and we have some tools, we can go a long way.
Yes,
Really can.
exactly.
So I wanted to also ask you, how do you make the journey of overcoming self-doubt feel like an exciting adventure for women you work with? Because I would imagine when you first start working with them, you would hear all of the, as I call it, you would hear everybody's itty bitty shitty committee saying, I'm not this, I'm that. It's the, all of the things that are wrong.
Yeah.
So how do you work with them to, yeah, have a bit more excitement for them and that adventure?
Yeah. Look, most of the time when I'm working with clients one-on-one, it's not a transactional process for me. It's actually a 3-month journey that I take them on. And really the reason behind that is because I want them to actually get through to that other side. So to make that exciting journey, it's not about rushing this process, because that's what it is, right? It's taking the time to really understand. It's then working through those areas with them and then getting them to see those bits. But like with anything, that takes time for someone to see what I see. And then comes all that other exciting bit about going into their wardrobe, whether it's virtually or face to face. It's actually going through it and helping them feel empowered to make the decisions. So for example, it might be standing in the wardrobe and we're looking at what they've got and we're pulling them out and going, why? What is it about this piece? And they're actually verbalizing it. I hate that piece. I never wore. I hate wearing it. I only bought it because of blah blah XYZ. I was pregnant at the time, and it's still sitting in my wardrobe, and so it reminds me of that. So helping them actually go through that purging process of going, actually, you know what? I don't want that. That doesn't give me the spark anymore. So really putting my clients in the position where um, I'm their guide throughout, so they feel empowered to make decisions throughout that journey.
Because we do hang on to things for a long time. Well, I'm going to speak for my own experience here. I have held on. And even, the other day, I was looking and saying, why am I holding that? But back to this body acceptance story, I keep thinking, but what if I fit back into that? I actually need to stop that and go, doesn't matter, let it go. I'll get another one. Like it's because
Yeah.
we're often replenishing, aren't we? And do you have with the whole, I get that 3-month process. That is a great process. I understand that. And I'm thinking that is a whole getting them to, yeah, take them on that journey so they arrive at their own place. And also I would imagine in that 3 months, that's a change of a season too.
Yes.
So you're looking at your clothes like that is helpful to go through that change of a season and
Yeah.
see what are my and I've heard the term staple pieces. Is that how you work, Sonia? Do you say we have staple pieces?
I call them more, I think I refer to them more either your foundational pieces.
Foundation.
So and the reason why I say that is, we talk about core basics, or that language is kind of used as well. And look, they're just core pieces that everyone needs to kind of have in their wardrobe, but in their style. Now, yes, I make sure that my clients have those, but I'm not one to go, oh, you only need 20 pieces in your wardrobe and restrict, because many of my clients love to shop and they love having diversity in their wardrobe. And there is absolutely nothing wrong with either end of that spectrum. So it's about actually trying to work with, what do they need? Do they have those foundational pieces? Because it's those foundational pieces that actually help pull everything else together. So without those, that's where I can quickly identify and go, okay, I can see what the problem is here, that
Yeah.
sometimes we can't see ourselves, or my clients can't see themselves.
Yeah. Good tip. So there is a place for foundational pieces.
Yes.
I don't think I have any or I know what they are. I will soon. So how do you help professional women shake off the imposter syndrome and step into their career light with style and confidence?
Yeah. This is probably one of my favorite areas to work with women on. And it's predominantly because either they're working in more back office type roles, and maybe their voice isn't really heard around a meeting room table, and they don't feel comfortable in sort of speaking up. And so being able to go through that process we've sort of already talked about, but then really identifying what is it about their style that we can start to accelerate or turn the volume up just a little bit, so that it can partially help to open the doors, help to really give them the confidence they need to actually break into a conversation, right? So we know within public speaking and things like that, there's certain techniques that you can use when talking to an audience, or trying to get your message heard. But the way to use style around that, it might be using color, for example. So, I've run multiple experiments where we've put on like bright colored tops and things like that when someone's gone out networking. And actually, it's the top that started a conversation to open up and to make that whole meet and greet, which is always a little bit harder for some to feel empowered in those situations. But actually talking about the color of the top, and it's noticed. And then, okay, now we're on to the real part of business, is one example. Two, it might be, I actually have a love of bees, and I mean in brooches and neck jewelry and things like that. And so having, maybe it's a signature piece of jewelry that can also help to open that conversation. It's something that someone can lean on to go, okay, that's giving me a bit of confidence, right? But also it helps to open up a conversation around things. So just sometimes giving that little push to make those conversation and icebreakers a little bit easier are some examples.
Yeah, fabulous. I love that. See, that's another thing that I've never thought about. But you know that, yeah, when you're wearing something you're confident in, you feel good, particularly in those situations like the example of networking. That's when it's super helpful to be feeling really confident and comfortable in what you're wearing.
Yes.
Because when you're going to a new environment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
So another, I feel like you have a little, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. Can you share a fun and practical tip for infusing self-compassion into your busy professional daily routine? Is there anything you can
Yeah. So
give us as a tip?
I think don't probably it's don't be so hard on yourself. I know that, when as busy professional women or women in business, entrepreneurs, you've flat out, you're normally doing a million things and a million decisions are being made prior to you even getting into the wardrobe to get dressed, right? Kids, this, that, and the other, right? A million decisions. And so when it comes to your wardrobe, it's about trying to do small things to make life easier for yourself, whether that's focusing on organizing a particular area of the wardrobe so that it's more simplified for you, so that it's easier to make decisions around it. Or it might be, some people pre-prep the outfits beforehand, but if you don't have time to do that, then maybe start thinking about what are the colors that are sitting in your wardrobe and do they actually go together quite easily? Because if they don't, then what you're going to do is end up making it harder for you because you've got a myriad of colors to kind of mix and match. So it's also giving yourself some slack as well.
Yes, yeah. And I like to think as you go on in life, I know that I definitely made some serious mistakes as a teenager and early 20s. Definitely wore things too tight, too short, too low cut, too whatever. But I feel that the older we get, we do somewhat know our
Yes.
style. I guess the only thing is with the changing body. I've accepted the changing body in pregnancy, but now I'm menopausal. Like I'm in menopause, and that has been a shift in my body that I'm just coming to terms with. And I don't know what your advice would be to someone, but I'm just purely just buying the next size up. I've always sat around a size 14. I now just buy a size 16.
Yeah. Size has zero meaning, right? That little number seems to control so much of our emotional
Mm.
state about how we perceive ourselves that I look at it and go, and I think I've done a reel on this once before where I've said in H&M, I'm a 16, I'm a 14 to 16. In Witchery, I might be a 10 to 12. So really, it's going to depend on the brand. It's going to depend on all of that. It's actually, how does it fit? Does it fit right? Does it sit right? And is it comfortable? And how do you feel in it? They're the three things. Just don't look at that number because it doesn't matter. In the end, the only person who can see that number is you.
Yeah, true. And you know what? You're absolutely right because I bought a dress not yesterday, the day before, and it was a size small.
Yeah.
And I would never. So I go to the same one at a dress shop that I absolutely love. I went and Sam served me and I grabbed the extra large, put on. She said, "That smile's too big." And she said, and it was just because the sizing, it meant nothing. You're absolutely right. And she said, "I'll get the small." I said, "The small is never going to fit me." Sure enough, that's the dress I bought.
Yeah.
And
It doesn't
so
matter.
you're absolutely right. Size does not matter. So what were the three things? How does it feel? Does it fit?
Does it fit?
Yeah.
And is it comfortable?
Is it comfortable? That's all we have to, that's the three
That's it.
questions.
That's it.
Yeah, I'd love that. Thank you, Sonia. Thank you. Is there one last tip you can give us before we depart to all of our beautiful women who are on this body love journey? Is there one tip that you would love to share?
Yeah.
Go.
Sure. I mean, look in the mirror. When you look in the mirror to get dressed in the morning, I challenge you to look and find an area that you love that is an attribute and say, I damn well look good in that. Like I've got great arms, I've got a great neckline, I've got a great waist. Find that area that is your attribute and you know what? Celebrate it.
Oh, that is beautiful. Thank you. That's my homework for tomorrow and everybody's homework. Look in the mirror, find that attribute and celebrate it.
Yes.
Lovely. Thank you so much, Sonia. It's been a wonderful conversation. I love this topic. I love all things styling. And like I mentioned, everyone, check out Sonia's page and your podcast. But all the information will be there with some great styling tips to raise your confidence, empower you, and maybe get you that next job, that next leadership position. Who knows?
Who knows?
Thank
Thank you
you,
so
Sonia.
much, Emma, for having me. I've had a wonderful time. Thank you.
Thank you.